If you are listening to this episode and you are a retailer, then there is a very good chance that you work with reps. And in today's episode, we're talking about how to leverage the relationship with your reps. There's so much you can be doing. They provide so much value. And today, my guest is Kelly Bristol with Just Gotta Have It and the new movement, Reps Are Local Too. Before we dive in, here's a little bit more about my guest. Kelly Bristol is Vice President of Business Development at Just Gotta Have It, a B2B sales rep agency with 5 divisions serving 36 states. She's an accomplished senior leader with nearly 25 years in the gift and home industry and is a board member of Gift for Life and a partner founder of the new industry movement, Reps Are Local Too. This initiative is aimed at a retailer audience to remind them that just like the rallying cry of shop local, asking consumers to shop in their local stores, they're asking retailers to order local with their local reps. Reps are part of the local community and what supports retailer stores remaining unique and in tune with consumer trends. Reps have industry information not available anywhere else, and they can support retailers' growth. You're going to hear all about it and how to really leverage that partnership. So let's dive in. Welcome to Rooted in Retail. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis. Here we have engaging and informative conversations with successful indie retailers and industry experts. Together, we learn, connect, and grow. All right, here's today's episode. Kelly, welcome to Rooted in Retail. I'm thrilled you're here.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for having me. I'm so excited to be doing this with you and being interviewed by you.
I know, me too. We've known each other for a while now, and this is going to be a really awesome conversation, an important one for our retailers. But before we dive in, I know you're super rooted in retail. So will you take a couple minutes and share a little bit about your experience and your retail journey?
Sure. So I've never really worked in retail except back in the day. Maybe some of our, people my age might remember Contempo Casuals. It was a mall store. So I did work in that store way back when and was an associate manager or something like that. But then after that, I have gotten into the gift industry. Let's see, I started at George Little Management, which was running the National Stationery Show. That company became Emerald Expositions, but I was selling exhibit space on that show and then became the show manager of that. I worked on that show for 19 and a half years, from 1999 until 2018. And in that role, I worked with retailers a lot. And there were some really great retailers who came to the show and were involved in sharing information with each other and with me. I loved that part of it. After the stationery show, I went to the Dallas Market Center, and then I went to Brandwise and Market Time, which is an order writing platform that a lot of reps and agencies use to take orders at market and in stores. And then after that, I worked for 10 months at Purchasing Power Plus, which is a hospital gift shop buying group, bringing vendors to the organization. And that was really just a lot of fun. Good people at that company. And then last year, I found my way to Just Gotta Have It, which is a rep agency based out of Atlanta. And we have 5 divisions serving 36 states across the United States, as well as some international as well. And yeah, it's been just about a year for me, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then you have a new project too that you've co-founded that we'll talk a little bit about
Right.
today as well.
Right. So like a month ago, so we're recording this in June. In May, a month ago, like something like 45 days, Angela Schmuck, who is at Roadrunners, called me. We had a call scheduled for something completely different. And just 2 days before our phone call, she'd had a conversation with one of her reps named Kim, who had the idea that we needed education in the industry about the importance of reps. And when she called me, she's like, "What do you think of this idea?" I mean, I basically said, I'm in, like, let's go. And we were off and running really fast from there. The first thing we did, I think, was to take our idea and fly it by a bunch of our industry colleagues, other reps in the industry. And we got like so many thumbs up. It was just like, okay, let's go. We created a logo and a lot of stuff was needed so fast in time for the June market at the Dallas Market Center that we just took off really fast. And it's been really exciting to watch this grow.
Yes, I love it, which is called Reps Are Local Too. And we'll talk about it. Actually, I also want to give a little plug to Just Gotta Have It because we got to go cruising
That
together
was fun.
in so fun. The end of 2023, it was always a bucket list item for me to speak on a cruise ship, and Just Gotta Have It allowed me to do that and teach their reps, which was just, you guys have an incredible team.
Thank
And
you.
that I was my honor to be a part of that. So fun. If you guys do it again, I'm in. That was awesome.
Definitely.
Yes, so good. But let's talk about trends. So, with nearly 25 years in the gift and home industry, you've seen a lot of changes, I'm sure. Can you share some of the biggest trends you're currently seeing in the market and why working with a local rep is a smart move for retailers looking to capitalize on these trends?
Yeah, I am fresh off the first gift market of the season, so current trends are top of mind. I have a few. So the first one is actually customization and personalization. Retailers are increasingly seeking unique offerings for their customers, and customization and personalization are key strategies. There's a growing demand from consumers for personalized products. However, ordering and offering these products online can be challenging due to the higher level of interaction that's required. Local sales representatives play a really important role in this process as they often know about customization options that aren't even evident online or in catalogs. So, building strong relationships with local reps can help retailers access these opportunities. Another one, and I bet you know all about this, is health and wellness. Health and wellness have
Mm,
become major focuses in the gift industry. People are increasingly health conscious using technology and apps to track their fitness goals like 10,000 steps a day. And there's a growing preference for organic and natural products. Additionally, products that support mental health are trending. So, retailers should look for items that promote positive habits, beauty and wellness, of course, and even healthy snacking. Another one that I think sort of dovetails into that is sustainability. And what I'd like to say is like good citizen. There's a noticeable increase in environmental awareness among consumers, particularly younger ones. They're making purchasing decisions based on factors such as packaging, sourcing, the overall environmental and local economic impacts of products. Customers are more inclined to support brands that prioritize sustainability using eco-friendly materials and practices, and those that support economic growth for communities in need. So, as a result, retailers are focusing on bringing more of these kinds of products that are sustainable and give back into their stores. And vendors are working to create more of these kinds of products to meet these needs. And then in-store experiences. So,
mm,
way back in the day in 99, I think it was different. And now, retailers are just offering more in-store experiences than ever before. And the kinds of things they're doing are varied. One of our retailers in upstate New York just added a hat bar to her offering. So it's
mm,
really cool. Customers can go in and select and personalize a great hat right there. Like they brand it and they can put feathers in it and whatever. She's got a whole bunch of options where they can, make it their own. And customers love this because that's something super unique. But it's an event too. And reps can help retailers by sharing these kinds of ideas and helping retailers create and execute events, even if it's like a holiday party, which is definitely there's a lot of that happening. And this can include highlighting a specific brand during an event, and sometimes the rep can help bring a brand representative in for that event.
mm.
And I think also, retailers can ask their reps if they would be willing to help with an event. I know so many of our retailers who've done this. You just have to ask, and very often they'll say yes. And finally,
Yes.
yeah, the shop local movement, of course, that you referenced my 25 years plus. That didn't exist back in the day. And it's so awesome that it does today. I think this shop local has taken hold. There's an increased awareness for this movement. And now, alongside of that, we're encouraging retailers to order local by placing orders with your amazing local reps. And that's our Reps Are Local Too movement. Collaborating with local sales representatives is a savvy strategy for retailers aiming to capitalize on current trends. Local reps have a broader exposure to market trends and industry shifts, enabling them to offer valuable insights. They can assist retailers in making informed decisions, streamline the ordering process, and all that good stuff. With their knowledge of the latest products and consumer preferences, local reps help retailers stay competitive and responsive to market demands.
Yeah, it's so true. Okay, so really good trends here:
Yep.
personalization, customization, sustainability, health and wellness, which I want to give a little side note to the health and wellness. I just found a new app called Welltory
I don't
that
know.
I added, and it tracks like it's more for your personal. This is like a side, not sponsored, just a side note of all of us checking out Welltory for our health, our personal health. I'm finding it fascinating, great articles. I'm learning so much about me, my body. So that's a cool app. But so health and wellness, obviously, that's such a big one. And then those experiences and shop local movement. 6 awesome trends that I so am seeing. And to your point, Kelly, like asking the rep their advice on events, or what can I do to create more experiences, or will you work the event with me, or like really using them as a consultant and somebody like I just feel like I've personally worked with a lot of reps over the years. They have so much knowledge as far as, yeah, the product, but also how to sell the
Right.
product, how to create that experience, how to put together an event. And so if somebody's listening to this and you're not leveraging that partnership, there's massive opportunity, and ordering through them as well, like you said. So really good trends. Thank you for sharing those hot off the market. So, with the reps are local to movement, emphasizing the importance of local reps being a part of the community, can you share some examples of how reps have positively impacted local communities and helped our brick and mortar retailers thrive?
Yeah, I have a great
Yes.
story here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
two of our Just Gotta Have It reps, shout out, Arena Burns and Julia Caldwell, work with a store in the Atlanta area. Well, the entire store was invited to attend the destination wedding of one of their colleagues, which would have left the store with no staff. Instead, both of our reps came to the rescue and helped their retailers stay open. They took
Oh
turns
my gosh.
working the cash register and kept things going while the store's team was away enjoying wedding festivities. Our reps both truly enjoyed the experience as it put them in touch with the customers again. They loved that. And it's just a great example of the kinds of trusted relationships that can be cultivated when you work with your local reps, and how like they're so willing to help their favorite stores, and it's easy to become a favorite. I have two other cool examples.
Okay.
Another rep working for another agency, not Just Gotta Have It. His name is Randy Tenery. He's in the Austin, Texas area, and he has a nonprofit ministry. And through his nonprofit, he was able to grant one of his retailers $3,000 to use on products for their two locations in Georgetown, Texas. This was an especially meaningful donation as these stores support a vocational and residential community for adults with special needs. So that was really
Mm,
nice. The store owners were so happy for that support. And then
yeah.
finally, another really impactful example of this is that of the nonprofit organization Heart on Main, which was founded by Patrick Kaiser almost 2 years ago. Patrick is a member of another rep agency and created this nonprofit organization to help raise money for retailers impacted by natural disasters. There have been so many lately, and we've all read about them. Funds raised have helped these retailers recover and open back up for business in their communities. So that's super cool. I applaud Patrick on that initiative too. I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah. Oh, these are such great examples. I love when my guests bring me these like examples of what's actually happening, because these are really good from a community perspective. I could just see like so many social media posts and content ideas when the reps ran the store. Like it's a like retail store takeover. But you just do. You're all a part of that community. And so how can you show up and support each other? And those are really cool ways of doing it. So thank you for sharing those. I think the most challenging thing for retailers when it comes to social media is knowing what to post. We don't always feel creative. We don't always have time to think of something to post. We have a million things going on. And so what ends up happening is we just post the same type of content all the time, or we don't post. And you know that in order to make social media grow your business, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistently showing up. So to help you come up with those ideas on what to post, my team and I have created a free download for you. This is the 365 content ideas, plus you're getting 24 customizable Canva templates that are completely versatile, that you can make your own, that matches your brand. But these resources are here so you have no excuse of not knowing what to post on social media ever again. We're giving you an idea for every single day, plus these customizable Canva templates to help elevate your content and make it easy on you. So to get this free resource, you can go to crystalmediaco.com/365ideas. That's crystalmediaco.com/365ideas. Get that free download, start posting, use it every single day, and stay consistent with your social media so you can see it help grow your business. Now, for independent retailers who might be new, even if whether they're new or even if they're not, because I have a feeling some of our listeners might not fully be taking advantage of working with their local reps. So, what are some practical tips you can offer on how to maximize this relationship to boost their business growth?
For sure. Make or take the appointment with your local rep. That's the first
Yeah.
easy step, you know. Once you have that initial appointment, you spend the time and review the lines that the reps have. They're local experts and they're contacting the retailers because they have products they really believe will increase their business. They know that a retailer store is like their baby. So a great rep doesn't want to monopolize a retailer's time. They're looking to establish working relationship with a retailer that will benefit both immediately and over time. And just like your hair appointment, make an appointment with your rep for their next visit before they leave your store. That way,
Mm,
you know that you're always going to be attended to, see the newest things. You'll be able to plan in advance for your display needs and so much more. Another one is to build strong communication. You just establish clear lines of communication with your rep and regularly update them on your business needs, their customer preferences, and any challenges you face. Your rep is going to help you, with your store. It's in their best interest, and they're really they start to feel, I think, very close with the retailers they serve.
yeah.
You said the word leverage. I totally agree. Leverage that experience. Reps have valuable industry knowledge and insights. They are traveling hundreds of miles in their territory, right? They're going, in every direction. So they're seeing window
Mhm.
displays, store displays, and they're more than happy to share that information. They're seeing trends. They can share that information with the retailers and they take tons of pictures and will share
Yeah.
that with the retailers when they're visiting. So it's like having, free consultation for your store. Just treat this like a partnership. Your reps are great to collaborate with. They can help you with, like we said before, promoting events and driving traffic to your store.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these reps are the foot soldiers. They're out there, to your point, like they're
Yeah.
seeing all of what everybody's doing. Like I kind of view them as they're the trend investigators, or like they know what's happening in the world because they're seeing so much of it. So following your reps on social, that's obviously a big thing because I'll teach the reps how to use social to connect to their retailers. And they're taking the pictures, they're sharing content. I know some of our retailers don't like engaging with a rep's content because they don't want a retailer down the street to see that they're buying from
Right.
that rep, like I know that happens, and however you're comfortable with engaging, but at the very least you can follow them and pay attention to what they're posting. But the whole making the appointment like you do for your hair, that's a time management. It's so true. I try to do that in all of my appointments. Before I leave, it's got to get on the calendar for the next one. Otherwise, I'm going to get way behind and it
Right.
almost takes more effort and energy. And then I just want to call out a couple of tools, or one specific tool when you're saying the line of communication being open with your rep, I think it's smart in any relationship, if it's your rep, if it's your employees, whoever this may be in your business, your mentor, what is the best way to communicate with them? Like really getting that clear and making sure that they know the best way to communicate with
Right.
you. So, if texting is the way, there's an app called Voxer. I don't know if you've ever used that, Kelly, or anyone listening to this, but free app. I'm sure they have a paid version, but it allows you to just have these channels and send audio messages, but it's not getting into your text messages. So you can go and check those at a good time and you can just like Voxer back and forth. Kind of reminds me of like a walkie talkie. And I've used that before with coaches and friends of mine that are business owners, and it's just made it more streamlined. So find those ways that you can streamline and make sure your rep knows the best way to communicate with you. I have a feeling it's probably not email because
Right.
emails are like insane for our retailers. It's tough.
Yeah, no, there a lot of them use Facebook. They have
Yeah.
Facebook chat groups with their retailers. Texting for sure is a big thing. But yeah, all you have to do is say, this is the way I like to be communicated with, and they'll do that
Yeah.
because they're, working all the angles.
They are. Well, they're really working for the
Yeah.
retailer. So they're the client. They
Mhm.
really want to help serve. Make sure your reps know that and anyone else that you work with too. Now, supporting local retailer or local reps and local retailers, two-way street here. Like our reps are really supporting, ideally, they're supporting our local retailers, and our retailers are supporting our reps. Ideally, it's working that way. So, what can retailers do to support their reps? And how does this mutual support benefit both parties in the long run?
Whew, I love this question. Thanks, Crystal. Wow. Retailers really can go the extra mile to find out if a line or product they're interested in is represented by a local rep. Chances are it is, and the rep will happily come to your store to show you samples in person and share enticing promos with you to get your business. Also, when you have excellent service from a rep, be sure that the brand that they represent knows all about it. A compliment from a retailer is the very best way to establish the value of the work of a great salesperson. Plus, it'll make their day. Also,
Yeah.
another one is refer them to other retailers. Retailers can refer reps to other retailers. Recommend your local rep to other retailers in your network. It doesn't have to be across the street, but these reps are working, like I said, hundreds of miles in their territory. Positive referrals help reps expand their client base, and it can help the success of the brands that they are representing, the brands that the retailers love. So, that rep is going to end up being loyal to you for this kindness and will keep the retailer top of mind for any promos and specials they have to offer. And then finally, I think providing market insights is super helpful to the reps, letting them know about what's working, what's not, anything that's going on in your community. If you're having a corn festival, that's so important for them to know. Like they will go through their products and find you aprons with corn stuff on them or whatever, you know what I mean? Helping
Yeah.
them to know what your upcoming needs are is a perfect way to support their success with you.
I love these ideas, Kelly, because thinking of let's just use this corn festival for I feel like there's got to be a corn festival
Somewhere.
happening somewhere in Colorado here. So, but thinking ahead, it's like the long-term vision here of looking ahead and looking at something as a full-on campaign, not just siloing our efforts with I have an event and now I do the event. We need to want to make sure, okay, how can we bring those products in that support that theme of the event? How are we marketing it on social, email, text, loyalty, our other partnerships? Really looking at it as a full on campaign. And if you're just sending that, maybe your marketing calendar or our events, a list of the events that we have going on here, the themes that we're focusing on. Are you doing a special campaign or theme on social media that the rep, send it to the rep? Can they fill in the products or things that would be really great to upsell or add on or to add to this event that you're doing? Like, I love that idea for leveraging them. And then you also mentioned, like, this is the power too of them being local and coming in and getting to know you. Like, in fact, Kelly, I told you this before we started filming. my earlier interview was of two retailers of Wool Tribe, and they were talking about the importance of working with their rep, and their rep
Yay.
would come over. Yeah, like come over and sit on their back patio and just get to know them. Like the relationship aspect, you just don't get that online. Similar to, it's very similar. Our retailers, their customers are shopping online and they're missing that personalization and that relationship and the convenience by connecting with their local store. Same as with your reps. They can come in and bring those
Yep.
samples and show them for you and be there for you quick and help serve you. And I just feel like as retailers, Kelly and I and everyone know, like, you're so busy. You have so much going on. So as much as you can get that support and ask for help, and like, look, it's hard to ask for help sometimes.
Right.
I understand. I go through that. But the reps can help you on so many different levels. And so this is where I felt like this is a really important conversation for us to have here on Rooted in Retail. And so happy that you and Angela started this initiative,
Thank you.
which is so awesome. Kelly, I love it.
Thank you. Reps are local too.
Yeah. Yes, yes, they are. Now, okay, reps often have industry information that's not available anywhere else. So, can you share an example of how a local rep's insight or advice has made a significant difference for a retailer?
Okay. Tough one. Then again, maybe not. I think,
Yeah.
a great example of this is sort of seems simple. It's with bestsellers. Companies print and
Mm,
publish bestsellers in their catalogs or other places, but this is like an overall picture for the company and not regionally specific. So, for example, one of our reps whose territory includes Newport, Rhode Island, Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and that whole coastal area, she knows her territory really well. She's helped
mm,
steer her retailers to products that are not necessarily the vendor's best sellers, but they're definitely items that fly off the shelves in her area. So, it might be
yeah.
seagulls or lobsters or whatever, but they're not overall the best for the company. I think cats might be. But, where she lives, it's seagulls and lobsters. I think one of the reps recently told me that one of her retailers has a new, younger manager, and she doesn't have a lot of experience yet. So her inclination was to order products based on feedback from websites and other places, like maybe the catalog's bestsellers. But again, the information wasn't what would work best for that store based on the location. So reps have like this current accurate information on what's selling best based on the sales data that they collect in their territories and from the manufacturers. They can synthesize this and share that information with the retailers. They're more than happy to share this knowledge with their retailers. Another one of our reps told me that she learned from one of her manufacturers that their products sell much better when placed on their display, like 3 times more. Her
Mm,
retailers who bought into those displays are seeing a much faster turn on the product than those who did not. But the retailers aren't going to learn this unless, they talk to that local rep and get that sort of anecdotal knowledge.
yeah.
Your reps are a great sounding board. Instead of placing orders late at night, alone in the dark, you can
Yeah.
meet with your wine. You can meet with your
Right.
local rep and bounce ideas off of him or her about the brands and products. And you can have wine. Your local reps are partners in your business and they can offer in-person feedback that a machine really can't. I think there's more that I could offer on this, but that's a few good examples.
Oh, yeah, those are great. This and again, it's just about they have access to so much information, and this is something anyone
Training.
that's
I meant to
listening.
say training,
Oh,
right?
training. Yep, yep. That's a big one.
Reps go to training at least twice a year on a brand. Every time there's a new release, they're trained up on that. So then they can
Yeah,
take that information straight to the retailer.
yes, and I talk about this too. Have some of our retailers don't feel confident on camera. And so but if they have a rep who they know how to sell the item, they know all about that item, the rep can go on camera if they're willing in the store and talk about it, or they can do a little duel together about something new, exciting that's bringing that, the retailer's bringing in the store, and the rep knows a lot of that information. Have the rep train your team so they can do
Right.
all the highlights and the benefits, and like they just use them, leverage them. Retail can be lonely, but it doesn't have to be if we use these partners that you have access to. The reps can just do so much for you, which is so awesome.
Yeah, they want to.
And they want to. Yeah, exactly. I love it, Kelly. Okay, are you ready for the resilience round?
Oh. Okay.
Let's do it. Best business book.
Okay, it's not really a business book, but this one called Thinking Fast and Slow is really cool because it's about like how your brain fights for control over decision making.
Mm,
So many times, you can already hear it, right? It's talking about like the benefits or whatever about like making a decision quickly or taking time. It's like the intuitive, fast, emotional versus the slow, rational, and logical. So I
yeah,
think you can apply what you learn to your business and how you make decisions about any piece of your business, like getting another mortgage on your space or whatever.
right. Oh, it's so true. Okay, I got to check that one out. That's awesome. Best retail technology, like an app or software?
Okay, don't laugh. I was there when you told me about it. I was already there. I do a lot of writing, so I have to say, I really, really love ChatGPT.
Yes.
I use it
Yep.
all the time to edit myself, come up with email subject lines, and so much more. It's really like having an assistant. And I'm one of
Yeah.
those dorky ones who actually says, please and thank you
Yes.
to the app.
Yes. Hey, that's not dorky, Kelly. We are just doing the things to make sure the robots like us. We need to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Yep, that's one of my faves as well. How do you keep up with the ever-changing retail landscape?
Okay. Wow. This is a good one. You know what? It's easy for me to answer this. I think it's really important to attend industry trade shows. There's so
Mhm.
much benefit including visiting with your reps, seeing new brands and products, identifying trends, seeing products and theme displays, attending the educational seminars and connecting with other industry colleagues. The personal exchange of information and ideas is just so valuable. And, you're building relationships. I also like to read our industry's publications, whether it's on print or online. Um, and then I go shopping.
Yep.
I love shopping with independent retailers. I'm always popping into stores in my city. I live in New York City and going, when we go into the towns that we visit on the weekends or vacations or even business trips, this part of like being in the industry for so long, I totally look at product prices. I flip over the products to see the manufacturer's names. I take pictures when I can, and I talk to the store owners about their businesses and what products excite them. And then, I think our reps are doing the same thing. They're getting feedback directly from their customers, and asking about their experiences.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're in one of the best spots for retail and shopping, so you
Mhm.
get some good inspiration and info there, that's for sure. To help retailers be stronger, more rooted in success, what's an inventory foundational best practice?
Easy. Best practice, incorporate reps into your inventory strategy.
Yeah.
They have a
Yes, good
wealth
one.
of information from their experience with retailers. You can involve them in guiding the decisions on inventory. We have so many retailers that our reps serve who do not have POS systems. Our reps,
Yeah.
that's okay with them. You wouldn't believe it. They are on the ladders with the catalogs. They're on the bottom shelves, taking inventory and making recommendations on reorders for their retailers. I
Mm,
think like working with your local rep and helping you do this chore is really important. And when they do it, definitely take their advice and do the reorders and order the new products that they're recommending because they've just taken a whole look at your needs when they've done this
mm,
inventory for you.
mm. So true. So you don't own just gotta have it, obviously. So instead of if you had to start your business all over again, I'll say if you had to start your career all over again, what's
Ah,
one thing you would do differently?
I feel like every position I've had, I mean, I'm a huge connector, Crystal, and every
You are.
position I've had has brought me to the next. So, I started out actually I wanted to be in broadcast journalism, and I was in the dark ages of the beginnings of cable TV. I didn't like the job. I ended up in another communications field working in development at a college. But everything I did, like that job led to the next, to the next, to the next,
Mm,
starting with like My waitress job brought me to Contempo Casuals, brought me to here, to the next, to the next. So I wouldn't change a darn thing. I love it.
Oh, I love that answer. It's so good. And it's so true. There's reason for everything. Finally, Kelly, what do you think the future of independent retail looks like?
I love independent retail and I'm so positive for a bright future. Our reps are taking orders every day on the great products. And so this is seeing those orders come in is a huge indication that retailers are thriving. I think we're going to continue to see more independent retailers opening up in their communities. Consumers have heard the shop local message. They believe in it. And I think most prefer to keep their dollars in their local communities wherever possible. I also feel like we call on Saratoga. We have somebody, a rep in Saratoga, New York. That street, the main street, there is not
Oh,
one
yeah,
vacancy on that street. It's
good.
amazing. And I feel like the Chamber of Commerce is involved in ensuring great retail is happening on the streets. And when your communities are involved like that, I think everybody starts to thrive. And I feel like I'm seeing more of that kind of grassroots or just real caring happening in communities. So the
Mm,
future is bright.
yeah, good. I agree. And Kelly, I love this conversation so much. Tell people where they can connect with you and learn more.
Oh gosh. Okay. So about Reps Are Local too. We have the very beginnings of a website right now. So it's just repsarelocal2.com. It's really lists our agency participants. There is a form you can fill out to reach us to ask for more information. That's how we're doing it at the moment, as we've just gotten started. But it has really taken off. All of the market centers have been helping us to promote this. We have when we started, our press release said we had 25 agencies involved. We now have close to 50, if not above 50 agencies involved.
Wow,
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you. So it's
Very good.
really amazing. And you can also follow us on social, and it's Reps Are Local too, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing your wisdom and your experience and about this new mission that you're a part of that I think is so important for our retailers to help them continuing to be successful and a part of their community and grow their business. So, thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you, Crystal. It was so fun to talk with you.
Yeah, it's so good. All right, everybody, go take action, learn more, connect with your reps, and remember that I am rooting for you. Have a great week ahead. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. Don't forget to join the Rise and Shine newsletter, which is social media news you need to know, sent via email every Monday morning. Go to crystalmediaco.com/rise to join. And don't miss the newest episode of Rooted in Retail, which drops every Sunday morning.